Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2021 with Southampton in the beta still, even though the full game is just about to be released. Might have been released by the time this video goes up. Anyway, there's a lot to talk about in today's episode. First of all, we have had ourselves a takeover. It has finally happened. I'm going to chuck you to Stuart in the past to basically talk to you about what happened in the takeover, which happened around end of December, just before Christmas, I think. A consortium led by something-based investor, Zoran Tosic. He is literally a real-life former player. And by real-life former player, he's currently playing football in real life. So you know in the old games where it turns around and says, possibly involving a former footballer, it now tells you who that former footballer is. And it is Zoran Tosic, who apparently played for Manchester United, CSKA Moscow, FC Köln, Partizan Belgrade, few other teams as well. I think he's currently playing in China. So yeah, we have finally got ourselves a new chairman, and he used to play for Manchester United. It's a bit weird. So, personal message, what has happened here? A bunch of people have left. In line with the campaign promise, bids have been submitted for Harvey Barnes. It's going to be huge, isn't it? 32.5 million. And this man, who, he's good. Okay, he's very good. 17.75 million. And then all of these people have basically just left the club. The replacements are, fair enough, some people who we can't even click on anyway. A brief update from the board as well. Have they changed? I mean, I don't think they can change what they want us to do club vision-wise, can they? I don't think they're able to do that yet. They can do that next season, when they probably take over, but okay, fair enough. Transfer embargo has been lifted, and this is interesting. They've given us more transfer money. We don't need anyone, but they've given us more money to... they've raised it to £32 million. But they're literally spending that on Harvey Barnes and this man, who I'm not going to be able to pronounce the name if I'm perfectly honest. Anyway, let's go back to the future in our DeLorean, apparently, and get back to the normal episode. And because of that takeover, we have signed a brand new player. One of the two players on that list has joined the club. You've probably worked out who it's going to be because the other one didn't get a work permit. We've also had a World Cup, which obviously we weren't involved in, but we'll just jump straight into that, shall we? So the controversial World Cup then ended up with France being crowned champions 3-1 in the final. Our best performing player, but by a long way to be honest, was Dominik Livakovic, who finished in third place with Croatia. I don't know whether anyone else, I think Genepo was at the World Cup. I don't know how far half of these players got. Did Bednarek play for Poland? I mean, I'm just having a look now. He did. Bednarek got to the, what was that, the quarterfinals maybe? That's not bad. Results then that have taken place. We have done okay. We've picked up 4 points from 3 league games. We've won the match that you'd expect us to win. We've drawn a match that you wouldn't expect us to win, as you can see here, the 3-3 draw with Manchester City. We beat Brighton 3-1, Madi Kamara with 2, Shea Adams. Then we lost 2-0 against Leeds, not a good performance. And we've got ourselves into a Carabao Cup semi-final, which is going to be the first match of today's episode. We beat Brighton on penalties. We weren't very good. I don't know why this is a red circle, because we beat them. No, we lost to Brighton. That's right. That's the FA Cup. We're at the FA Cup. In the League Cup, however, we beat Luton 2-1. Eric Bailly, Callum Slattery with the goals for us in this one. Ali Akman also missing a penalty. And now let's talk about transfers. Only one main player leaving the club on a permanent deal, and that is Bounassar. He has made his way over to China for £1 million. He wasn't playing. He was getting a bit annoyed. I thought we'd cash in. He is 30 as well. He's almost 31. He's past it. In my opinion, he's past it. Unless you're Gareth Bale or Theo Walcott. He's not a former Southampton player, so I don't care for him. That's what I'm trying to say. Joining the club then is Harvey Barnes. Yes, from the takeover deal, Harvey Barnes has joined the club because it was promised by, what's his name, Zoran Tosic, I think is the new chairman's name. He promised as part of the takeover, we'd buy Harvey Barnes, and I went, you know what, fine, we'll bring him in. I do think we needed a bit more strength because Genepo is okay, but he's not amazing. I think Harvey Barnes is better than Genepo. Plus, he's English. He's come in for a lot of money, nearly, £44 million basically in total. But it didn't come out of our wage budget because it was part of the promise from the actual takeover deal. So that's good. That's actually pretty good. We've also brought in another player. And yes, it is a former Southampton player, because of course it is. It's Callum Chambers. He signed for Wolves in the summer, has played twice for them, and then they've loaned him out to us. Basically, I brought him in because he's going to be a backup right back to Carl Walker-Peters because Bouna Sarr has been sold. Although, I was reminded in the comments, thank you very much, you know who you are, that, Moussa Janapo. Moussa Janapo's a right back. He's my backup right back. Anyway, we've got Callum Chambers. Callum Chambers is okay. He'll do a job. He's one of the many collective of former Saints players that have returned to the club for no reason other than it's the beta save and I kind of want to do it. So yeah, that is basically it. Quick introduction then to the January transfer window, which obviously is still open. We've got a lot of money still to spend. Some other deals that have also taken place. Slattery has gone out on loan. Duncan Rutter, Daniel Ballard and Ricky J. Jones also going out on loan. Completely forgot Daniel Ballard. We signed him because I pointed him out in the last episode because he's in the Northern Ireland squad and then loaned him out to Bristol Rovers. So he's playing in, League One, I think? And finally, before we get to the opening match of the episode, we are currently sat 9th place in the Premier League, still doing reasonably well, 3 points behind the Europa League spot, 2 points behind Bournemouth, but we've got 2 games in hand. So have Manchester City, so I can't imagine we're going to do too well. It's going to be Everton first. Let's go, try and get ourselves into the Carabao Cup final for the second season out of 3. That's pretty good going. So this is going to be a rematch of the first Carabao Cup final that we played. We beat Everton in that final. I think it was on penalties, wasn't it? I can't remember. We won that final anyway. We are one-time Carabao Cup champions. We need to get past Everton again. Maybe make it 2. The starting lineup then for the Everton game will be Dominic Livakovic in goal. Tanganga, Solanchu, Salisu and Chilwell will be our back 4. I was debating whether we give Callum Chambers a debut, but his sharpness isn't particularly great at the moment. We will probably look at bringing him on in the second half for Tanganga. It'll be Chowdhury, Ward-Prowse and Kamara as the defensive midfielders, as the midfielders. That's what they are. Genepo, St Maximin and Danny Ings will be our front 3. Genepo is basically only starting. They're on the wrong side. They're the wrong bloody way round. That makes more sense. The familiarity just goes, why? So I ask the assistant to pick most of the time. Why do they put them that way round? The familiarity just skyrockets. Anyway, Genepo is only basically playing because Harvey Barnes is cup-tied. So we can't play Harvey Barnes. So Genepo is getting probably one of his last few starts of the season. On the bench, we do have Angus Gunn, Eric Bailly, Gareth Bale is there. Shea Adams, Jan Bednarek, Callum Chambers and Ali Akman. Got a very attacking subs bench there with Bale, Adams. Actually, no. Adams is starting. There we go. It's the cup game. And because it is a Carabao Cup semi-final played at Wembley, I think it's at Wembley, we get all the fancy TV graphics because it is a match that is on television. I didn't actually look at the Everton starting 11. They've got Calvert-Lewin up front, which is no surprise because he's actually very good. He's very good in real life now as well. Just under 10 minutes on the clock, and Everton have a chance from a corner. Wonderson takes that corner. Maddie Kamara gets underneath it and gets it clear. Decore back to the corner taker. Wonderson, curled effort, hits the post, but he was offside. Wonderson wandered offside. Good. Pickford with a goal kick. 15 minutes just ticked over on the clock. Tanganga heads forward, but only as far as Luca Dean. Still don't know whether that's how it's pronounced at all. Decore to El Neni, the former Arsenal man. I don't know whether any of these are obviously permanent or loan deals and stuff like that. Decore back to Yerry Mina. I know Yerry Mina scored in the Carabao Cup final 2 seasons ago. Wonderson now tries to get past his man, keeps going in towards the middle of the pitch, across to El Neni, slots it through to Calvert-Lewin, who was a country mile offside. That is not going to count. Still going to be 0-0. Well, it's not exactly started well for us, has it? It's been all Everton. We've had 2 chances, but neither of them were on target or highlight worthy, apparently. Everton have had a couple of chances, well, had the ball in the back of the net, but so far, not a lot really to talk about. So little to talk about, in fact, it's almost half time. We've got another goal kick. Tanganga this time manages to find a red and white shirt. St Maximin's going to run through to Ward-Prowse, back to Chowdhury. He's gone off to the right to St Maximin. He's going to go dink it over to Moussa Genepo. Adams is in the middle. He's got a couple of other players in the middle as well. Finds Shea Adams. And Shea Adams, who I was considering substituting because he's only on a 6.5, has made it 1-0 in the Carabao Cup semi-final. Only his 4th goal of the season. He doesn't play a lot of football. That goal for Shea Adams has put him from a 6.5 to a 7.1. We're just going to get the assistant. Team talks aren't great for me, if I'm honest. They're not a good point at the moment. I just clicked the Ask the Assistant button. Salisu with the free kick to Ben Chilwell. Chilwell goes back to Salisu. I have realised that we're very Leicester now, aren't we? We've got a lot of Leicester players, or former Leicester players, in our squad. Chowdhury, one of the many, plays it across to the right-hand side. Tanganga. Chowdhury gets the ball back once again, dinks it over. Japhet Tanganga controls that. Lovely bit of control, actually, to chest it past his man. Plays the ball on the ground. Ben Godfrey scrambles the ball clear. Soyuncu, another one of the former Leicester contingent, now playing for Southampton. Decore slots it through to Wanderson. Tanganga's with him. Plays it on the ground to Calvert-Lewin. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin this time was not offside. Puts it into the bottom corner. It's 1-1. Right, we're going to need to do a change or two in a moment. I think St Maximin's going to be coming off. He's on a 6-6. Kamara's on a 6-6 as well. Neither of them performing particularly well. Also, we do need to play Gareth Bale because he is kind of our Carabao Cup player. That's what he's been doing. Right then, substitution times. St Maximin off, Gareth Bale on, Tanganga off for Chambers. That's all we're going to do for the moment. I want to get Chambers a bit of match fitness. I mean, also Tanganga is 1 yellow card away from a suspension. Not that that's going to make too much of a difference because he is kind of a backup player anyway. Let's give him an encourage. The second half has been quite uneventful apart from the Everton goal. We have had a lot more chances. Chambers goes for a long throw. Calvert-Lewin heads clear. And now Dominic Calvert-Lewin finds Decore, who's wearing an all-black kit. Hold on, Evan, what's going on? Richarlison's wearing a black kit as well. Slots the ball in towards the bottom corner. It's gone wide. I got very confused then. It is a beater. It's fine. It's a beater. So if this stays 1-1, this is going to go to extra time and penalties. Which I don't know whether I fancy our chances. If we do, we probably need to bring on a decent sort of striker who can take penalties. I say that as I bring on Jan Bednarek. A penalty taking of 13 for Ings. Ali Akman's not bad. He's got 13 as well. I think we get an extra sub. If we don't get an extra sub, we might have ruined it by bringing on Bednarek for Chilwell. But Chilwell was tired. He was very tired. Goes straight to penalties then. Goes completely straight to penalties. So, Gareth Bale was going to take one. So is Ward-Prowse. I mean, Adams should probably take one. Is that how we do it? There we go. We're also going to get Soyuncu taking one because he's looking calm. He's looking calm. Displaying little emotion. Basically, Bednarek isn't taking one, but that's fine. He's way down the list. We'll have Kamara taking the 5th one. I hate penalty shootouts, and also now this episode is going to be extremely long, isn't it? Because of all the nonsense waffling at the start. And now the penalties. El Neni against Livakovic, and Dominic Livakovic saves the first one. Gareth Bale then stepping up left-footed. Where's he going to go? Smashes it as well into the back of the net. I think that's technically his 4th or 3rd goal in the Carabao Cup. He scored twice, didn't he, against somebody. It is Richarlison against Livakovic. Is he going to save 2 out of 2? He dives the right way but doesn't dive far enough. Now this is the risk. Soyuncu was looking confident, but he's not a great penalty taker. Steps up into the back of the net for Kaglas Soyuncu. It's 2-1. Alan is up next then for Everton. Come on, Dominic. Come on, Dominic. Save 2 or 3 of them. Just save all of them, and then we'll just be coasting into the final. He almost gets that one as well. Shay Adams then, the goal scorer for us in the match, steps up. Calm, very calm penalty from Adams. Yerry Mina, who scored in the final last season. I think he's Colombian, isn't he? The Colombian international central defender. Livakovic goes the right way again. Every single one of Everton's penalties that they've scored has been into that corner. James Ward-Prowse, our 2nd best penalty taker on the pitch. Surely he has to score this one for penalty number 4. Very calm, very sensible penalty as well. It's all down to Livakovic. And who was our 5th penalty taker? I think it wasn't somebody good, was it? Wanderson's wandering over. Stepping up then, Wanderson versus Livakovic once again. Off towards Livakovic's left-hand side, and it goes into the bottom corner. So the decider for us, is it Salisu? I feel like it's Salisu. I don't know why. It's not. It's Hamza Chowdhury. Chowdhury then against Pickford. He's placed it calmly and delicately into the bottom corner. We're into a Carabao Cup final for the 2nd season out of 3 years. I mean, it wasn't the most exciting game of football, but we've done it. Whilst we were playing in that match as well, we've now got 3 games in hand against quite a few sides. So yeah, we've only played 16. Leeds have played 19. They've played half of their fixtures. We've still got 3 more to go. Who are we playing in the final? I don't know whether it's actually decided yet. So we are through to the final. That's fine. I mean, I'm not going to do the press conference. Who are we playing? It's Chelsea or Man City. It's Chelsea or Man City. Okay, well, I don't know when that's going to take place, but we're going to find out who the final is going to be before the end of this episode. Next up, then, we are going to go forward to the Arsenal game, which is just before the transfer window closes. We're also going to have the transfer window closing as well as part of this episode. I don't know whether we're going to do any business. We've still got 23 million to spend. Players are more likely to leave than join, I think. I'll see you in just a second. Manchester City. It is Manchester City that we will be playing in the Carabao Cup final. A team so far that we've played once this season and drawn 3-3 with them in the next episode will be the Carabao Cup final. Anyway, we're still going with this one. We've played one further match in between and we've played against Wolves, we've battered Wolves and we've lost against them as well. We lose 2-1. Basically, I think this is the match engine fault. Because I've heard rumours that there are some issues with goalkeeper positioning and things like that. And both of Wolves' goals, Livakovic was basically on the edge of this 12-yard box, edge of the penalty area. So he shouldn't have been there. There was no reason for him to be there. So I'm hoping that was kind of just a bug and that's why we lost that game. We did score a goal from the penalty spot, Danny Ings. We also picked up an injury to Ben Chilwell. And we've done some transfers as well. Quick one first, Will Ferry has left the club on a loan deal going north of the border to Hibs, where he should get a fair amount of football. He was our backup left back. Chilwell's injured, so we had to loan one in. And I'm an idiot and loaned one in from Arsenal, who are going to be our opponents in literally about 3 minutes' time. So yeah, Kolasinac is in until the end of the season. He's come in as a squad player. He obviously can't play against Arsenal, which means big bad Barry Rodgers is going to be playing against Arsenal. Yep, that's happening. We've also brought in an extremely good Japanese youngster who doesn't have a work permit, and it sucks because I really wanted to play him. Keiji Yamada is 18 years old, will be 19 fairly soon. Signed from Tokyo Metro Fellas, who I believe is Tokyo Verdes, or Verds, I'm not sure how it's said. But yeah, he has come in. £350,000 I think is what it cost us. And oh my word, look how good he is. He's good enough to play in the first team. 2.5-star current ability, 4-star potential. He is going to be going on loan to Granada, I think, until the end of the season. And then maybe he might be able to get a work permit. If he plays first team football in La Liga, then hopefully that should be enough to get him enough points. I even offered him more money a week than what he wanted to try and get him a work permit. Didn't work. And another player to join the club is Hugo Felix, an 18-year-old Portuguese right winger and attacking midfielder. He's cost £500 because he was out of contract at the end of the season. I've brought him in now so we can try and loan him out, basically. I want him to get a bit of football so maybe he can get himself a work permit. So yeah, we're just going to do that very quickly. Right then. 10th place Southampton, 4th place Arsenal is the second match of the episode. I think we've already played Arsenal on camera, or have we? Maybe we haven't. They've got Neymar anyway. So it's, yeah... It's going to be a tough match. We are at home, though. The starting lineup then for the Arsenal game will be Livakovic in goal. A back four of Walker-Peters, who has returned from his injury. He's only able to play 75 minutes, so he's probably not going to play the full match. It's going to be Stoyanchu and Bednarek as well in the centre of defence. Bednarek wants first-team football. He needs first-team football. Probably a risk to play him in this game. Barry Rodgers, as I mentioned, will be our left-back. Ward-Prowse, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Kamara in the middle of the pitch with St Maximin on the right, Harvey Barnes on the left and Danny Ings as our striker. So this is going to be tough. This is going to be a tough match. We did more than enough to beat Wolves. We actually had an XG of about 2.8 to their 1.2. And their 1.2 was basically because both of their goals were effectively open goals. So it was difficult for them to miss them. We should have scored way more than we did. And we were a bit defensively, we were a calamity basically. So hopefully against Arsenal, we can be a bit better at the back and a bit more clinical up front. We are like 20 minutes in and so far nothing has happened at all. But no team has had a shot either, really. Almost half an hour in, still just one shot each, and neither of them have been on target. There's been 3 yellow cards as well. Walker-Peters and Todibo both picking up yellow cards exactly the same time. We are cancelling each other out, which might be a good thing. We've got ourselves a throw. Walker-Peters, he's gone towards Pepe, okay, gets the ball back, plays it to St Maximin, back to Walker-Peters on that right-hand side, runs into the penalty area, crosses it in, Danny Ings is there, it's blocked, still almost managed to find its way back to us as well. 45 minutes of football have been played, and it's been dull. It's been very, very dull. 5 shots in the entire match, 2 of them are on target. I'm going to say I'm not happy, because I'm not happy. I want something to happen. St Maximin, Ings, Barnes, Ward-Prowse, Barry Rodgers, Bednarek, all of them not really playing very well at all. Chance possibly for Arsenal. 10 minutes into the second half. Just the second highlight of the game. Tierney plays it back to Golovin. Long range effort from Golovin. It goes wide of Livakovic's post. Obviously, it's still 0-0. St. Maximin has just stopped playing football. He's just completely stopped playing football. He's coming off. We're going to bring on Genepo. We're also going to do Ings off for Adams because Adams knows where the goal is. He does score the occasional goal every now and then. He's got 4 so far this season. Maybe he can get one in the league. Or maybe nothing's going to happen. That's also an option. We have ourselves a throw. Barry Rogers to Barnes. We've given them an encourage as well. Rogers back to Ward-Prowse. Across to Kamara. Once again across. Now it's Barnes. Back to Kamara. Shea Adams is going to get there first. He does get there first. Leno punches the ball upwards by the looks of it. And the ball is cleared. We have had the better chances in this game against Arsenal. We just need to find that clinical shot to find the back of the net. We need to bring Barnes off. Barnes is not particularly fit, is he? Although we need to bring Walker-Peters off as well. We've got one sub. We need to do Walker-Peters. And I didn't sort my subs bench out, which means we don't have a right back. Eric Bailly is going to be a right back. Sure. Why is Eric Bailly a right back? Who knows? Final 10 minutes of the game. Let's fire them up. Is that going to work? Is it going to do it? Nope. It's annoyed all the defenders. It's annoyed everybody by doing the fire up. Hopefully it stays 0-0, or maybe something comes from this chance. Ward-Prowse plays it over the top. It's towards nobody. Azure heads clear. Chamberlain to Ward-Prowse. Maddie Kamara with a bit of space. Genepo on the right is Bailly. Bailly's making some lovely runs. Kamara to Barnes. Tries to find Adams. Can't manage it. And this is a goal. What is Livakovic doing there? Oh my word. Soyuncu. He's just gone for a long range ball. Genepo heads the ball forward to Debo. All the way back to Leno. That so far nothing's happened in this match that's highlight worthy apart from maybe the Livakovic weird run out thing. Soyuncu to Chamberlain. Now it's Moussa Genepo. Bailly's making a run. Adams. Bailly is going to collect this. The central defender on the right hand side. Can he get his cross in? Shea Adams is there. He needs to cross it. Bailly once again. Cross it, buddy. Plays it back to Moussa Genepo. He's rattled the bar. He got so much spin on that. It's gone off for a goal kick. Well, that might have been the best chance of the game. Right there at the end. That might have been the best chance. We've got 3 minutes of injury time. It doesn't look like anything's going to happen. I will take a draw. It's not the most exciting game of football, but a 0-0 draw. Arguably, we should have won. We did have an XG of over 1, so we probably should have scored a goal. But we played well. We played really well. Big Bad Bazza gets a 6.8. So that draw then puts us in 10th place in the table. We do still have 3 games in hand over a few teams around us. In fact, only Leeds are kind of the one team near us. I guess Villa and Wolves, you could say, are near us as well. But yeah, we've still got 3 games in hand over Leeds, over Sheffield United as well. If we win all 3, which we probably won't, we could go on to 36 points, which would be enough to put us joint with Manchester City, but they've also got 3 games in hand. I'm waffling now. It's transfer deadline day as well, so we're going to go forward to that, just in case any business happens. The transfer window has now closed, and yeah, we've not done any additional business. 2 loan players have left the club. As we mentioned earlier, Keiji Yamada, he's gone on loan to Sporting Gijón. I don't know how that's presented. It's not Gijón, I know that much. And Luke Galbraith has also gone out on loan to Notts County. So yeah, nothing really to shout home about. We have still got money to spend, but I didn't see the point in spending it for the sake of spending it. I have been looking at... I almost bought Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who we didn't need, so I cancelled that deal. That would have been £13 million. I want to sign Ndidi, but I don't want to just become the Leicester team. That's the problem with that. Same with Maddison. Maddison was another one. I was looking at signing James Maddison, but I don't want to become Leicester. That is going to do it then for this episode. Next episode, what we're going to do, we're going to go to around mid-February, I think. We're going to have Aston Villa and then Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final. That's going to be the plan for the next episode, which will hopefully be out tomorrow. It might still be in the beta. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2021 with Southampton in the beta. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. If you're new here and you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell as well so you get notified when the next video is released. And I'll see you in the next one.